very dear to me, said to me, Leslie, life is a work in progress. Work and make progress. There are many other things he said to me. That was one of them. And my mother really epitomized that. And obviously I'm not going to be able to tell you everything, but I'll give you one concept. My mother was always interested in doing mitzvahs. And one morning she said to me, I want you to do a mitzvah. My mother at that time was teaching English as a second language. And she said, there's a family, the Karlinsky family. And I teach them, and they're learning English, and they need a job. So you're going to do a mitzvah, and you're going to give them a job. I looked at my mother and said, what are you talking about? She said, you're going to do a mitzvah. I said, I have no problem doing mitzvahs. I give tzedakah, I go to synagogue, I put on my tefillin. What do you want? I want you to meet this person. I said, okay, where do you want me to meet her? You're going to do an interview in the house. I said, this is too much. I said, okay. So Yanina Karlinsky comes to the house with my mother in the living room, and she says, give her a job. I said, what do you do? No one spoke. Yanina didn't speak very much. My mother said, give her a job. I said, fine, come to work. How did I know? Of course, she came to work on Monday, and it was very, very quiet. And as I see that she's working, this is really true, which cracks me up. I realize that she's very good in mathematics, and she knows everything. So I said to her, I said, what do you do? Well, she said, I'm from Barusk, and I'm an accountant. I said, really? She said, yeah. And get to the point, she ended up running the entire office. She was the best thing that ever happened to my office and my practice. And I became a very good doctor to a lot of the Russian patients in Brooklyn, Sheepshead Bay, etc., etc. While I was at it, she said, by the way, Yanina, after she got in, my mother called me and said, well, how is she doing? I said, she went from filing charts to running the office. She said, see, you did a mitzvah. I said, yeah, I did a mitzvah. She said, but you're not finished. I said, so how come I'm not finished? She said, because Yanina has a sister-in-law. I said, really? And this is Nona, Sophia Karlinsky. So she came in and worked, and of course was also extremely quiet. I said, I got two mitzvahs, one person, and now I have another person, and didn't say anything. And then something happened to my light in my consultation room. So I went, I'll never forget, I said, take the lamp and throw it out. Go to the corner, get another lamp, because the rheostat, the dimmer doesn't work. Come in the next day, it's all fixed. I think she gave me a bill of 75 cents, something like that. I said, okay, what's the story here? What do you do? She said, well, I happen to be an engineer. So I said, wait a second, how come no one tells me anything? And she said, because if you come to America and I give you all my qualifications, I'll be overqualified. And therefore I won't get a job. These people, Yanina and Sophia Karlinsky, Nona to me, worked for me for over 20 years. And that was the mitzvah that I did, and they gave me a mitzvah, Yanina and Sophia Karlinsky, by being the best people to me, both personally and professionally, and to my mother, the entire Karlinsky family, and I mean entire. You're talking about big Russian family. Always helped my mother, whether it was the Pitov or whatever. They were there. So mitzvahs are really important, and I learned that very early in my life from my mother. Other things that you probably don't know about my mother is that she was a very good ball player. My mother always played ball with me, and she had a very good arm, and she really could throw a good ball. And many people, say, how could that be? That was my mother. She also had a saying which was very interesting, and I learned that she said, you do each day's work each day, and there are no excuses. Don't give me excuses, just get the job done. And I said, well, you have to sit up all night, so what else do you have to do? And she's a tough lady, there's no question about it. We all went to yeshiva at a time when going to yeshiva in Brooklyn I wanted to go out and play ball on Avenue M and 24th Street with my friends. No, you're going to yeshiva. So I was the only person. Everyone's going to public school. They're playing. I'm going to school from 8 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at night. And you get hungry at 6 o'clock at night. I had to walk home. So I didn't get any money exactly. So I used to steal money from the pishka. My mother had pishkas all over the house because I liked to buy chocolate fudge. And at 6 o'clock at night, my blood sugar was falling down to 0, and I had to walk from 32nd Street to Kings Highway all the way back to Avenue M 24th Street. So the Pishka gave me a donation of 15 cents. I could buy my fudge. And don't you think that when the rabbi came around to collect the money, my mother knew that money was missing from the